And the seizures we are presenting today are a direct outcome of the shift towards intelligence-driven enforcement supported by scanning technology and targeted physical examination. Through careful risk profiling and non-intrusive inspection procedures, our officers in Apapa Port identified several containers with irregular cargo profiles that warranted further examination. Today, we are presenting 13 containers and additional contraband items intercepted through coordinated enforcement operations that are technology-driven. First is a 40-footer container, HASU 4072659, conveying large quantities of expired pharmaceutical products, including the one they called Mixagrip, cold caplets. Others are Lindner's tablets, chloroquine injections, and diclofenac tablets. The second is a 40-footer containers, MRSU 4584911 and MRSU 6913371, conveying large consignment of Hygeria 200 and cyclophosphamide citrates, which are unregistered pharmaceuticals. The third is a 20-footer container, number MRKU H30266, conveying 800 cartons of codeine, TPL-CSC, which were deliberately concealed inside toilet flushing systems and a number of sanitary wares. The fifth container is a 40-footer, MRSU 51475662, conveying cartons of artesunate 60 injections, which presumably were not registered with NAFDAC. The last of the containers is a 20-foot container, PCIU 2828688, conveying restricted security equipment without the prerequisite end-user certificates, including bulletproof vests, helmets, walkie-talkie, and tactical torches. These are very sensitive imports, and it requires some kind of certification to validate the use to which these items will be put to. There are a number of other seizures apart from those ones, and they include a 20-footer of expired muffin cookie biscuits, another 20-footer of expired Primal energy drinks, 20 foot loaded with expired St. Calvin tomato paste, a 20-foot container of expired The Roots tomato paste, and a 20-foot container of 1,700 cartons of codeine cough syrup that were concealed with luxury food flask. We have yet another 40-footer container, CAAU 8375051, was found to contain 1,575 cartons of CSMIX with codeine concealed with 156 cartons of electric kettles alongside additional pharmaceutical products. Collectively, all of these seizures, we also have some other assorted seizures of cannabis sativa packed in jumbo bags, 13 jumbo bags, and which was loaded inside a Toyota Sienna vehicle. So collectively, all these seizures amount to 6,381,237,988 Naira worth of prohibited, expired, and falsely declared goods. The importation of expired drugs and controlled substance pose a direct threat to public health, while the concealment of codeine-based products represents a calculated attempt to fuel substance abuse and undermine our healthcare system. Let me therefore state clearly that Apapa Port is no longer a playground for smugglers or any of those other criminal syndicates hiding behind us. And in accordance with the Nigeria Customs Service Act 2023, all these consignments are liable to outright forfeitures, while penalties will be imposed, evaded revenues recovered, and all persons connected to these shipments would face prosecution. To all the compliant traders and investors, let me reiterate that our enforcement is not against legitimate trade. It is against criminalities and those who deliberately contravene and violate the provisions of our laws. Those who complied with the law will continue to enjoy facilitation and predictability. And for the second time in one day, I would like to commend the diligence, the commitment, the devotion, the integrity of the Customs Area Controller, Controller Oshoba, and his team. And there was even one gun salute for him for the wonderful job we've been doing in terms of maintaining a decent environment. Let me begin by welcoming you and all our stakeholders to this terminal in Apapa for this operational briefing and my second engagement with the media of this command in 2026. This port remains the busiest maritime gateway and one of the most strategic trade corridors in Nigeria. In recent months, the service has been working closely with government agencies and industry stakeholders to address the persistent challenge of port congestion and improve efficiency across Nigerian Maritime's gateway. Measures such as the recent launch of the Green Channel project at the Lekki Deep Sea Port are part of our broader strategy to accelerate cargo clearance for compliant traders and strengthen enforcement against high-risk consignments. Our engagement today should therefore be seen as part of that continuing effort to modernize our cargo control processes. As the volume of trade passing through Nigerian ports continues to grow, the responsibility placed on the Nigeria Customs Service becomes even greater. Thousands of containers pass through these ports every day, carrying goods that support businesses, sustain industries, and drive our national economy. While our mandate requires us to facilitate legitimate trade, we must also ensure that our ports are not exploited by criminal networks attempting to introduce dangerous, prohibited, or falsely declared goods into the country. Over the past year, the service has intensified the deployment of technology-driven enforcement tools, particularly the non-intrusive inspection system, scanning, to strengthen cargo examination procedures and improve compliance at our ports. These systems enable officers to examine containerized cargo rapidly and more efficiently. They also allow us to detect anomalies in declarations and also identify suspicious consignments without unnecessarily disrupting legitimate trade flows. And I talk about our current data. From our operations in Apapa, this data shows that 3,236 consignments were processed through the orange channel, that is scanning, 5,490 through the yellow channel, that is where we use documentary checks, while a significantly higher number of 21,373 consignments were subjected to full physical examination in the red channel. Additionally, 1,118 consignments passed through the blue channel and 149 through the green channel, reflecting varying levels of facilitation based on compliance and risk profiling. This distribution clearly indicates that physical examinations still dominate cargo control procedure, reinforcing the need for us to expand the use of scanning technology.